What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamisha, also known as Mrs. Coda. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what kind of intervention can you do at the edge of bed. And I'm going to give you 5 different interventions, primarily focused on what the activity is in a whole. And then I'll probably give you like maybe 1 or 2 examples to describe what goes along with that particular activity. So if this is a topic of interest, definitely stay tuned, and we're going to jump right into it right now. Okay, so the first kind of intervention you can do while working with your patient in their room, seated at edge of bed, is balance training. Okay, balance training. So what does that look like? That is weight shifting. So you can have them work on reaching for an item in multiple direction. So they're shifting their weight. This definitely also works on posture as well, which is really good for core strength. And also you can incorporate let's say foam pad or a balance board, right? It helps to increase the intensity of your activity as your patient progresses. So you can have them seated at edge of bed, or you can bring in a walker, put it in front of them, and then you can have them stand on, let's say, a foam pad while they're doing a reaching task, working on their balance. So definitely a must go to intervention while you're working with your patient at bedside. Okay, so the next kind of intervention you could do with your patient at bedside is strength training. Strength training, right? You can have them use maybe a dowel, they can use dumbbells, they can use resistance band, and you can just work on upper body strength. If you feel the need to do lower body, go ahead and do that. I know usually in the skilled nursing facility, we pretty much leave lower body strengthening to the PTs. But again, hey, if you can make sure that it's functional, by all means. So this is another good activity which you can do at edge of bed is, of course, strength training. Okay, the third type of intervention you can do with your patient while they're seated at the edge of bed is coordination training. All right, so coordination training, this is having them use both upper or lower extremity. You can have them do something simple as like a ball toss, or maybe bouncing the ball, or racket, right? So they're working on a coordination. You can even have them do activities which is going to push them to cross their midline, right? So this is another great intervention that you should be incorporating when you're working with your patient at the edge of the bed. The fourth kind of activity that you should be working with your patient at edge of bed is transfer training, right? Depending on what the situation is, you can work on having them transfer from the bed to the wheelchair, maybe from the bed to a commode, let's say from sit to stand, right? Bed to standing, sit to stand. You can also have them do sliding board transfer, okay? You can use the sliding board depending, again, like I said, their situation. So this is also something that you can do with your patient at edge of bed. And the fifth intervention you should be doing with your patient is, of course, functional training, right? Functional activities. This is your upper body dressing, your lower body dressing. This is your hygiene care. You can put a table in front of them and they can, if it's a woman, she can do her makeup. If it's a man, he can work in shaving, or you can do more memory kind of activities, right? You can do a tabletop activity to work maybe on memory. You can do sensory craft. There's so much you can do seated with a table at the edge of the bed. It all depends on what the goals are, and you want to always make sure you stick within that goal. So this is the 5 different kind of interventions that you can do, I should say must do, right? Whenever you're working with your patient within their room. And I know with COVID-19, that really pushed a lot of us to have to go in room and work with people. And it gets kind of difficult to figure out what you can possibly do. But just as long as you stay within these 5 categories, which is balance training, strength training, coordination training, transfer training, and functional training, you're going to have a world of ideas on what you can do. Now, if you're feeling like you're getting stuck and you're like, yeah, Tamisha, that all sounds great, but I feel like I'm not sure, I'm running out of ideas. What I would tell you, what you can do is if you go down to my description below, you can definitely download my free intervention checklist, okay? Which will help you figure out what to do next with your patient. And also, if you are preparing for your NBCOT exam and you just need help on figuring out how do I study for this thing, you just want a guide, definitely go down as well into the description below and take a look at Study with a CODA course. All right, well, that's it for this video. If you guys have any topic ideas that you want me to cover, please go ahead and just put it in the comment. Until next time, take care. Bye.